Very interesting episode. We're going to be doing some recapping for the CSU-UNC game. There's going to be a lot of lows, but some highs, I suppose, for that.
Definitely.
We're going to also talk a little bit about UTSA. We're going to save most of that for next week's episode. And there's some breaking news on the basketball side. We'll talk about both the commits and the new Maui invitation for that. And talk a little bit NFL for you guys. So let's get started here.
Yeah. What do you want to start with?
I was kind of leaning on talking about basketball a little bit first.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah. Maui Invitational. Cool thing about this is I've been dreaming for CSU to play in the Maui Invitational since I was like 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it's finally happening now, I could not have imagined this 6 years ago in the pre-Medved era whatsoever. So just the way he turned the program around in the direction it's going with Ollie is pretty incredible.
I think so too. Yeah. Never would I have thought a small school like a smaller school like CSU would have made a tournament like the Maui Invitational.
No, not at all. And even this year, playing in the Battle for Atlantis, like that's two of the biggest tournaments back-to-back years.
I was gonna say, we're playing in two of the biggest tournaments in the next 2 years.
It's a loaded field in this Maui Invitational. Like some of the programs, BYU, Arizona, Clemson, Ole Miss, VCU,
Providence,
and Washington. So yeah, those are the 8 teams, including us. How do you think we match up with the rest of the bracket? We're probably going to be the lowest ranked team on paper.
No, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna be the biggest underdogs of everyone there.
I just got a text from my buddy. He was like, we kind of seem like the odd man out. Like we don't belong.
Yeah, it does seem like we don't belong. I'm curious who we played first. I would like to see us play Washington first, because I think if we play Washington first, I think we have the best chance.
Yeah, and we've played Washington 2 of the last 3 years. So
and we've always kept it very close, and all the games we play are very close with each other. We either win or lose. I think the worst team that we could play in the first round, in my opinion.
Arizona. Oh my gosh,
Arizona. Arizona would be bad.
Well, Ole Miss would be horrible too, because
I don't think Ole Miss would be as bad as a lot.
They were in the Elite Eight last year.
Yeah, but by the time 2026 comes around, I don't know. It's hard to say how these teams are going to look. Like in 2 years.
I'm a big basketball guy, and I follow basketball just as much as football. And Chris Beard's the head coach at Ole Miss, and he brings in 5 stars and 4 stars every year, and especially through the transfer portal.
Right.
So they're definitely a program to watch out for. Clemson's kind of a sleeper in that bracket too.
Clemson last year in March Madness, they are always a very good defensive team.
Right.
But I'm curious how Clemson's going to be. Clemson's always ranked pretty high too.
Yep.
I don't know.
There's going to be at least 5 top 25 teams in that.
Providence would be an interesting one too. Providence is a very good school. I think Providence would also be.
They have their moments for sure.
I think Providence is a pretty strong. Like recently, Providence has been very strong in basketball the last couple of years.
Yeah, being a Big East school for sure.
Yeah, and they've definitely shown out the last couple of years being in the Big East.
And then we got to talk about BYU. Like BYU is going to be a top 5 team in the country in the preseason poll this year because of who they brought back and bringing in the number 1 player in the country. Debonsta? How do you say his name? I don't know.
Something like that.
I just call him AJ. He's a freak. He's like a Giannis clone, dude.
Thankfully, we're not going to have to play
them this year.
If we had to play him this year, that would have been an interesting matchup.
But the beauty of the Maui Invitational is you play every single team in that bracket. So there's the losers bracket. So hopefully we avoid the losers bracket, but might get us a couple extra wins.
What would CSU need to do, you think, to really match up against a lot of these teams to win?
We're interesting for that bracket, specifically that year too, actually, because our team's so young this year, and if we're able to retain a lot of our players from this year going into next year, we could be really, really good because we have so many juniors and sophomores on this team, and JoJo McIver will be a sophomore.
If JoJo McIver stays, I think we're going to be really good. Yeah. I'm curious to see how JoJo plays off the bench behind
in year 1, Rex Steiner.
Behind Rex Steiner. I think JoJo reminds me a lot of Isaiah Stevens.
Yeah,
and I might just say that
he has similar traits.
Texas, you know,
he reminds me of Lamont Butler from San Diego State. So he's kind of like a cross between Lamont and Isaiah Stevens. He has such a high upside.
He really does.
Now let's talk about some of the high school recruiting pickups. Pops Dunson comes to mind. Pops Dunson is a guy we just got. He's a point guard from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Very athletic guard, freakishly fast, and a good defender. We usually don't get athletes like that in high school recruiting. So to get a guy like Jojo McIver and then Pops Dunson in back-to-back years, it's scary. Like 2 years from now, we'll have two very athletic guards.
Was Dunson the one that was going to go to Duquesne?
He was about to visit Duquesne. He has offers from Georgia Tech and Auburn.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Very good recruit, and he's like an 88 rated guy. He was on 247.
He was like I think
borderline.
I think Justin Michaels said that he was, or someone said that he was the highest rated 24/7 player that he's
a 92 rated player for his composite ranking, and then 88 overall for his non-composite. Which I don't know the difference between the two.
I don't really know the difference.
Me neither. 247 is so weird with their prospect rankings. How's he only
a 4-star if he was a 92 composite?
So 4 stars, they go anywhere from 90 to 95-ish.
Oh,
so he's about a middle of the pack,
so
4-star.
95 is a 5. Okay.
And on top of that, we just got a center commit from Washington. His name's very hard to say, so I don't want to butcher it, but he's about a 6'10", 215-pound forward/center. He's an 88 rated guy too. And he just picked us over teams like St. Mary's and Wichita State and teams like that. So he's a solid player. And I watched film on him last night. And he's an athletic big, and he can move very well. Very excited about this year's recruiting class. And we already had a 85 rated recruit, one of the top prospects in the state of Colorado. I think it's Eric Fedler, something like that.
I think it's Fedler.
Fedler?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's solid. Like, he's also like a 6'9" forward, and he can go, man. Like, he can run fast for a big.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And he can shoot the ball lights out. So very excited about basketball. When we're talking this year's roster, though, I know we want to get caught up in all of like the Maui Invitational stuff next year, but for this year's roster, who are the players that you're most excited about?
I'm really excited for Augie, and I'm really excited for Reichsteiner, as well as what's his name?
Pasquarelli,
yeah.
Me too.
Pasquarelli, I'm really excited to see. I'm actually, I think it's a sleeper. I think I'm curious what Bemba's going to do.
Bemba's going to be improved, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, healthy. Because Bemba's very undersized for a center, but he has the body like a center. Bemba, if he puts if he puts on more muscle and like works on his feet work and stuff like that.
Footwork's a big thing
he's gonna
for
be
him.
Insane.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, no one's gonna stop. He's gonna be dominant as hell in the paint.
Well, what I'm waiting to see is if he can redevelop his jump shot a little bit, because his freshman year he shot the ball a lot better than last year.
He did. Yeah, he didn't shoot at all.
No.
Besides that 1-3 in the against Memphis.
Yeah.
Which was clutch.
I know.
By the way.
Did he bank it in? I'm trying to remember.
It didn't bank it in. It like bounced off like the rim, and then they kind of rolled in.
Oh yeah.
I remember me and Logan were watching the game at his place, and we were just like,
"Oh no,
Sean's shooting threes." Dude.
My first reaction was like, "No, don't shoot it, don't shoot it."
That was mine first.
And then I was like, "Oh my god, it went in." No, I'm really excited about him. I think my guys are Pasquarelli, but I'm also really excited to see what like guys like John McKinnon, however you say it. He's a freak of an athlete. Yeah.
I have a friend who works for the basketball team as equipment manager, and he told me that McKinnon is literally one of the most athletic guys he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And because I think he said he had like a 42-inch vert or something something stupid like that.
6'7", 190 with a 42-inch vertical.
He's insane.
Oh my god, he's a high flyer. And then my other guy, I think Kerry Booth's gonna be interesting because he won't start, but he just shows flashes. And we were talking to our buddy Nick. Shout out Nick. He was saying that don't be surprised if you see one or two plays a game that just makes Mobus ruckus as all hell. Like if you see like a alley-oop dunk or a transition dunk, like a windmill type shit, like that's gonna get Moby electric. That's normal for Kerry Booth.
Yeah, dude.
But the problem is Kerry just has a slightly unrefined game. And if he works on it in the offseason, like his ceiling is very high. Yeah, sky's the limit for Kerry.
Yeah. Speaking about like high flyers, I remember last year during the exhibition game against who was it?
I don't even remember.
It was Adam State. And I don't know if you were there, but I know me and Logan were. But we saw Kyan Evans almost posterize some guy.
I was there. I remember
telling you, bro. Kyan got hops, bro.
His
Kyan
hand
can jump.
I remember vividly. His hand hit the rim and the ball flew off his hand. But oh my gosh, the fact he was even trying to make that dunk.
Bro, I was in shock. I was like, oh my god, I ain't never seen this guy jump that high and dunk.
No,
the whole crowd just kind of went silent. Everyone was like, holy crap, this dude almost just dunked on the guy.
Kyan just showed flashes like that. And I'm happy he unlocked his full potential towards the end of the season because it's one of the reasons we made our March Madness run.
Yo, definitely.
But, oh my gosh, like he had certain plays early on the season that made you shake your head, but he also had big-time plays. You're like, he could be something.
The game against Memphis, if we don't have Kyan Evans playing the way he did, we just don't win.
No, we lose.
We lose that game.
Yeah, and I think he made some plays in the Mountain West tournament, too, that really gave us the feel to
against
win those
Boise,
games.
he made a bunch of really clutch threes. I think he started 4 for 4 from downtown against Boise State.
Back-to-back games, if you think about it. Boise, then Memphis.
Yeah, dude.
He just went berserk.
He was just on fire. I'm excited to see him at North Carolina. I'm very, very excited to see what he does there with who's their head coach? God, he's really famous head coach.
Oh my god. No, he's not there anymore. He's not there anymore. He retired.
He retired.
So yeah, they've
had
had
a new head coach.
They've had Herbert. I don't remember his last name.
Herbert. Is it Herbert Brown?
No. But anyways, yeah, he's been there the last couple years, and they've had like a mediocre program at best. So I'm interested to see how Kyan does there. But yeah, the bag was talking to him.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
But yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the chat for us. We're gonna transition here into some football. See, this is where the podcast is going to get a little bit low on the more moody side here. We're going to recap some of the CSU-UNC game. Before we talk about some of the bad stuff and the things that stood out to you for the negative things, what were the positives of this game, individual performance-wise?
There's so many to pick from. No, but seriously, I think the one big positive, as someone who was at the game live, you and me.
Oh, yeah, everyone was. Yeah. It was a sellout.
Yeah. The one positive, the running game. Running game looked very good. I
agree.
Jalen Dupree, the whole running back room is insane. And when Jalen Dupree went down with his injury, I don't know if it was like
his injury for like 5 plays.
Yeah, it's for like 5 plays.
Oh, Lloyd.
We were all worried. A lot of people were all worried and stressed. Like the fans around me were all like, "Oh my God, we have no more running game." But they don't understand that our freaking running back room, someone can get injured and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
Lloyd Devont and Justin Marshall are absolute freaks.
Yeah, you made a comment while we were watching the game. Someone was like, "Oh, we're screwed after Dupree went down." And you're like, oh no, we have guys that we can rotate like it's nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't too worried when Dupree went down. Dupree's probably our best running back.
He is. He might be our best player on our team.
Justin Marshall is so shifty,
explosive.
Dude. So shifty.
He juked the cleats off of someone.
He juked the hell out of one guy.
Yep.
It was crazy. Lloyd Devon is also just a freak.
Yeah, he brings the juice, doesn't he?
He's a big back, dude. He's a power runner. He's a great catchback too. He's
he's probably our best receiving back.
I agree.
But you know what? Actually, I want to shine some light on someone, Javion Kennard, who neither of us were expecting to play.
I wasn't expecting. You were telling me that too. I totally didn't even know who that was at first.
I bet you 20,000 people looked at the field and were like, "Who the hell is number 24?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me give you guys a little breakdown. Javion Kennard might be our future starting running back at some point. He's explosive. And
I was surprised, dude, for a true freshman.
Well, you got to put him in there for at least a few games. You'll save his red shirt, but put him in for a few games.
I would say UNC was a good game to start him out a little bit. FCS school.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of some other positives.
I felt like the defense overall was a positive. For the most part.
I think the line and the linebackers did fine. The secondary was not good. I think our secondary just really wasn't that good.
You know what? I saw a stat in a podcast I watched the other day. Our defense actually only gave up one pass for over 10 yards until the last drive of the game.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So to give you perspective.
Our secondary did pretty good for the most part.
We gave up multiple plays that were about 8-yard slant catches for first down, so that was untimely. But no, like our defense actually was like holding them up. We were making pass deflections down the field. But no, the last drive definitely overshadows how the secondary played.
Well, the whole game was just – it was so much, dude.
Yeah,
It was a whole lot of bad.
So then it's probably a good time to talk about the bads because there were some really bad ones.
Actually, before we go on to this, Owen Long?
Yeah.
Yeah, Owen Long. Owen Long is a freak, dude.
Yeah.
There was a play. Owen Long got a fumble recovery, and without that fumble recovery, I don't see CSU even coming back and winning at all.
Well, actually, so the person that caused that fumble first was Jaquez Evans.
Jaquez
so, like, our
Evans.
two
And
best
big-
defensive players
And I literally,
came up clutch.
it was so funny because we were at the game, and I was like, I need Owen Long to
We did.
to get a pick six or something. And right when I said that, the next play, Jaquez Evans strips the ball, and Owen Long picks it up and almost runs into the end zone.
So even though it wasn't a pick six, Owen Long literally the next
that
play
was
did
that
it
was
for you.
that was honestly crazy when I said that. What else? I will say our defense didn't do horrible.
No, I feel like
our
you can.
linebackers and our line did I think they did pretty well.
I feel like if you nitpick like certain plays, like there's some really good stuff that we did. Like Kenyon Akers had a good game. A few of our defensive linemen were solid. Mm-hmm. But our offense put them in such a bad position by having 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
And Jay said this.
Fair, two of the turnovers weren't really the offensive's fault. It was the 2 turnovers on kick returns. Tommy Maher.
Yeah,
or do we have 5 on offense?
We had
already?
5 on offense.
Oh
no, you're right.
Yeah, because we had 3 on offense and 2 from Tommy. Yeah.
So no, but still, like a play that happens on special teams hurts the defense just as much.
Yeah, that's fair.
So 5 total turnovers, it hurts, and Jay made a comment where he was like, I've never won a game with over 4 turnovers. So, like, in that part in itself, we're already lucky. We're not even going to talk about what happened at the end of the game yet. Before we do that, what were just the glaring problems that you got from this game systematically?
Man, let's
and what does it fall on Jay more, or does it fall on BFN more?
Man, there's so many things to talk about that are just bad. I'll just start with the obvious one. Braden played horrible. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. He had a horrible game. From what I saw, Braden had some overthrows to wide receivers. There was a couple overthrows. He had wide open in the back of the. He had overthrows to guys who were burning their corners and were going to go off and score a touchdown easy. And he was overthrowing them.
Let's talk about one play in particular. On the very first drive of the game, Tommy Maher runs a crispy just corner route where he gets so open, and BFN overshoots him by 5 yards.
And he even got held too. And he still, if Braden just threw a better ball, we're lucky that it was a pass interference call.
No, I'm not even talking about the Jordan Ross play. I was talking about the Tommy Maher one a couple plays later.
I know what you're talking about.
No,
he
that
had
one,
Jordan Ross too, wide open too.
Yeah.
If he just threw a better ball, he overthrew him by like 5 yards, and I'm like, dude, holy crap. But the Tommy Maher play too. I was like, how do you do this? It's insane. Like, thankfully it was early into the game, so it wasn't like that big of an issue. But towards the end of the game, there was just some passes he was throwing. I'm just like,
well, it felt like he was regressing throughout the game, and it was definitely a confidence problem.
Yeah, he definitely started losing confidence towards while that game kept going.
I mean, and it's all maybe he's in his head, but it's still fundamental stuff too. Like before he even got in his own head, there were fundamental problems on his passing. Obviously, the off-platform stuff. We sound like broken records right now talking about BFN season after season, but
this is just a normal thing.
I know. Point. And okay, so that's a good way to segue into the quarterback battle talk. Like that, we finally got clarity from Coach Norvell that there's going to be a quarterback competition these next couple weeks before UTSA between him and Jackson Brousseau. We haven't seen a lot of Jackson Brousseau, so we don't know what to expect. Yeah. I know the type of player he is. I've seen him in practices and in scrimmages. He's a gunslinger. He's a pocket passer. Arm talent's not a problem for him. It's just, what will he look like in a setting where he's going up against top defensive players? Will he be making the right reads?
For the QB battle, what I was going to say, I think the criticism that Braden got is very, not needed, but very makes sense. It makes sense that he got this criticism because of how bad he played. But I think that we should I think that just one bad game shouldn't just lose a guy the starting job.
No, and I'm not saying BFN should get
because people have to remember
benched immediately.
Braden had a very clutch touchdown at the end of the game that brought us back.
His final drive, actually, if you watch the film on it, his final drive was very good. He was 4 or 5 passing. There was 4 or 6.
And they ran the Philly, and he caught a ball.
Yes.
And got a pretty
yep.
close
And then the
first
rushing
out.
touchdown. So I mean, it feels like when BFN is sped up, that's actually when he plays better. When we're playing in a huddle and we're playing a 2-minute drill.
Us after the game with your dad was talking about it. He was like, Braden is a great clutch player.
Right.
Braden in the clutch does know how to win games. But the problem is we should never be in a situation where we're down and we have to be constantly keep doing that. Because we're a better we're a way better team than North Carolina. Northern Colorado is, and we should not be scoring 0 points in the first half against a school who just went 0-12 last season. It doesn't make any sense.
And that's a problem in itself. When you're talking about the matchup itself, UNC hasn't actually truly beat us outside of a forfeit in 100 years.
They've never beat us.
They haven't.
I was gonna say
we forfeited one game
in 1905.
Yeah.
They haven't. They really in the 100. They haven't beat us in over 120 years.
Yeah, they haven't beat us ever.
If they would have won that game, that probably would have been one of their biggest wins in their program.
It would have been their biggest win in program history, and it would have been our worst loss in program history.
Yeah, with 34.5 favorites.
Yeah.
There was a sneaking suspicion before when we were previewing the game. There was a sneaking suspicion in my head, and I told you it was the Utah Tech game. I was like, this game seems like almost like a trap game, but I might just be overthinking it a little bit. But that game is exactly how the Utah Tech game played for the most part. But it's probably worse than the Utah Tech game.
Way worse.
It was way too close at the end of the game. But it's the same idea. Like we're playing against a team that's not very good.
Yep.
And we probably underestimated them.
Okay. Another problem itself, why do we keep underestimating FCS programs? Because it feels like we do this every single time we play an FCS
I'm pretty sure we
team.
did that against Sac State a couple years ago too.
Pretty sure we did, and we got smoked.
Yeah, and South Dakota State. That's who it was.
Both.
Oh no, we lost. Oh yeah, we did lose to Sac State. Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of those teams we did. And I don't know why schools do this. I don't know why they undermine these smaller schools who aren't FBS. Some of these FCS teams end up becoming FBS schools down the road. Like I don't know how South Dakota State's not in the FBS yet. Same with like Montana State.
There's some weird politics that go into the reasons why the Montana schools and the Dakota schools aren't.
Yeah.
But like football program wise, they all deserve to be FBS schools.
Yeah, North Dakota
100%.
State, South Dakota State, all those schools are more than good enough to play in conferences in the FBS side, and vice versa. There's some FBS schools that I don't know how they're in the FBS, and they should not be in the FBS.
There's absolutely no reason that CSU should ever lose to teams like this.
No, we should not be losing to
and
teams
getting
like that.
close to it.
No, it shouldn't even. No, not even close at all. Like we're 34.5 point favorites. Someone was betting on the game live when I was watching the game. The line was even.
Yeah.
Actually, Northern Colorado was favored to win at one point,
which
is insane to think because I'm pretty sure Northern Colorado.
It got to minus 115 at one point. Yeah.
There wasn't even a money line for the game. You couldn't even bet on Northern Colorado.
Oh no, there was. It was plus 4,000 pre-kickoff.
Oh, was it plus 4,000?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there's some websites you just couldn't even bet on the game.
Yeah, I think they finally put it on DraftKings prior to kickoff.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, if you were smart enough to put $1 down, and if they would have won, you would have made $40 off a $1 bet. That's insane.
Yeah. What else we're gonna talk about?
We could talk a little bit NFL.
Let's keep the game real quick.
Yeah.
What other bad things did we see? So I will say Braden did have a bad game, but here's another thing that was glaring to me, and that you brought up when we were at the game. Were the wide receivers even trying to get open?
Yeah.
It
almost slipped my mind.
I was gonna say. The wide receivers didn't seem like they were trying hard enough to get open. I don't know.
They didn't have nearly as much separation, even compared to Washington. So the fact that you went up against better DBs against Washington, some of the best DBs in the country, to going up against UNC DBs and not having any separation, it pisses me off because we hype up these receivers so much. We're excited to watch guys like Jordan Ross and
Armani Winfield,
Tommy Maher. Tommy Maher had a bad game, and I expect so much more from him.
The 2 fumbles were so killer, dude.
Yeah, and a couple drop balls,
okay,
too.
I'll give him... The one really bad one was the one where he walked up and just touched it, and then that was it. And there was just no point of him doing that. And then, like, at the end of the game, when Braden had to go 90, like, had to, like, got the ball stopped at the 1... Tommy lost so much confidence that he didn't even try to go for the ball. He could have picked it up and ran.
Yeah.
But he was just he had no confidence in running the ball because he was scared he was going to fumble again.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't bench him. I was very confused on why Jay Norvell didn't take him out. Like, we talk all about accountability all the time, and he didn't hold Tommy Maher accountable for fumbling. So it was very weird to me. And Tommy Maher, I believe in the kid. Like, Tommy Maher is an explosive player, but I feel like fumbling a punt or just muffing a punt and then fumbling one that the very next punt return, like, you got to take him out just to teach him a lesson, really, more than anything, and put him. Yeah, you put him back in, but
because that one of those fumbles led to a touchdown, and that caused us to be down 2 scores and a half, and really almost lost us the game. I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't know why Tommy was like. I don't know why Jay kept Tommy in the game. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
to me at
so
all.
I feel like both hold true for BFN and Tommy. BFN, I kind of understand more. It's because he's been our starter for 3 years now, and you trust him. Like, he can make as many bad plays as possible, and Jay still trusts him to make the winning play, which, to his credit, he did. So
True.
I think it'll be interesting to see this next game, if he ends up being the starter, to see how he responds. Like, I feel like most D1 athletes, when they have a really bad game, they have a bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm interested to see if our team can do that. And I think they will, but I'm an optimist. So, like, I'm going to believe in them until they prove me wrong. I think our defense might have a really good game versus UTSA, and that might help us stay in the game.
I hope that this game is a wake-up call to CSU, just because if we play exactly how we played against UNC, we're going to get smoked. We're losing by 40.
I'm not even trying to think about that.
A mile is 10 times better or 1,000 times better than UNC is.
Yeah, on paper, UTSA is probably the 3rd best team we'll play this season.
Yeah, and thankfully the Mountain West this year is really not very good.
Like Boise and UNLV will be
UNLV is going to be very tough at home.
Yep.
But I don't even know, dude. The Mountain West this year is kind of not as good.
It felt wide open a couple weeks ago, and now it feels like the 2 favorites are still favorites, like UNLV and Boise. But then everyone after that, they're almost in like the same exact skill level.
Yeah. Respectfully, CSU played like a 2 and 10 team that game. That was the most that reminded me of the old Steve Adazio games I used to watch, and
it was very Adazio like.
He was giving Clay Millen and just horrible.
Yeah, Clay Millen wasn't even Adazio.
Yeah, I know that was it was Norvell, but even
it felt like we were watching that team.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like Jay was holding, like, 'cause I think you asked me this one before the game, like after the game was over. Do you think Jay was holding back plays against UNC so he wouldn't like do anything like crazy so other teams couldn't watch film?
I think I more asked that because I hope that's the case. I think after rewatching the game, it looked like our playbook was pretty wide open. I'm hoping that we are holding or keeping some stuff secret and then going to use some stuff we haven't seen before versus UTSA, but that feels like blind optimism now, to be honest. Like,
I don't know. I know that was like a speculation going around that people were thinking that Jay wasn't playing to our team's best or calling to our team's best.
Yeah,
because
and that's why he's getting so much slack for his play calling stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I don't. Yeah, like the play calling. Some of the plays were just didn't make sense. Like
there was some untimely play calling.
Jay, I think after the second half, Jay started to realize that okay, maybe we start running the ball more, and we did.
Yeah,
and it worked great.
But like to us, that felt like he was doing that because he didn't trust BFN, which like he had a horrible first half. So like when you run the ball 8 straight plays, that's a sign you don't want to throw the ball. it would have felt better if we did that to start the game, and it was so successful that honestly, in hindsight, we should have just ran the ball a ton in the first game.
To pull up the stats.
Yeah, we got some stats here.
Like her leading receiver was Armani Winfield with 4 receptions.
Yeah, he played good.
49 yards.
Yep.
Just Braden went. I was surprised Braden had over 100 passing yards. It didn't even seem like Braden was throwing the ball at all.
Yeah, most of that came off the last drive.
Check down. We were even talking about it. Like that one check down he threw to I forgot who it was, but I think might have been Armani, and he like took off. It was a screenplay.
Yes.
He took off for 20 yards.
Yeah, that was on the final drive of the game.
That wasn't the final drive.
Oh, it was the second to last. It was the driver
and we were talking about it. I was like, bro, that's got to be like half his passing yards right there, just off of that catch and run.
No, Armani had that like 29-yard catch and run, and then the next play, Lloyd Avant fumbled it. Like that was a good punch out. That wasn't like a ball security thing. But yeah, it just felt like so many turnovers kind of held us back from actually winning by a couple scores, because we had some good drives off of running the ball effectively. A missed field goal, a fumble on their end of the field around the 30-yard line, and it was very annoying.
Here's another thing that I noticed too. What is up with Janor like running shotgun on 4th and 1? Like I understand.
Are you talking about the Wildcat stuff though? That's different. But
I don't understand what the point is of running shotgun at 4th and 1 when you literally can just play under center and just like do just a quick up the middle run or like a fullback.
Right, I agree with you. I feel like when you have a guy like Dupree, just feed him the rock on 4th and short, or at least do like a tush push.
I'm Taj Bullock. I think Taj Bullock is great. Problem is, with every time Taj came out, it was the exact same play. It felt like it was just straight snap.
It more or less was.
Taj was literally just gonna take off and run.
Yeah.
Which was I think it worked for most of the plays, but like at some point you just have to change it up.
Yeah,
like,
we're running the same plays with Taj.
Defenses are gonna look at this and be like, oh, he's just running the ball. Just have a spy on the QB and that's it. Like Taj never handed the ball off to anyone. He was the one that's just taking it.
Yeah, we did a few times in the first half to Marshall and to Javion Kennard, but we were running it way too often.
I don't know. I don't even know if we did at all.
I just rewatched the game. So I know.
Okay. What was the point of having Taj out there just to diverse something? Just to like.
There's benefits to it. No, there's benefits to it. To me, unless like they put an extra guy, they would have to put an extra corner in the box. So for example, if we have 7 blockers plus our running back, like they would have to have 9 guys in the box, and no teams do that.
No.
So the max you can put in the box is 8, especially if you have 3 receivers out there, a tight end and 2 receivers. So you're one man up essentially. So when we have Taj in, that's the benefit of it. You're one man up, so like a linebacker has to pick to either cover Taj or to take the handoff.
Here's the other thing too that I didn't understand. We have Jackson Warren 6'8".
Yeah.
I felt like we just weren't throwing the ball to Jackson.
No.
And the one time, like the couple times we did, Brayden threw a horrible pick. He threw it in double coverage. Yeah. And then Jackson had like a nice 16-yard catch, but he had 1 reception. The dude was our leading receiver at Washington. Like what? Like I don't understand how one of our best players just doesn't get the ball.
Well, what's crazy to me is it's BFN who decides who to throw the ball and to make the right reads. So it's on BFN if he's not throwing the ball to arguably our best target.
Right. And
he just had a horrible game. He didn't make any of the right reads. There were multiple plays where I saw Jordan Ross running loose on like a mesh route or a post route, and he didn't throw it to him. He threw it to the wrong read. Yeah. And it happened multiple times during the game.
I remember the one in the back of the end zone. I think it was in like the third quarter. He threw it to I don't know who it was. It might have been Armani or it might have been.
I think, are you talking about the Tay Lanier play?
Yeah, Tay Lanier play. I had him. Tay Lanier was covered and getting hugged by the corner.
And we looked over and we saw Jackson Warren wide open.
Or Jordan Ross was wide open. Jordan Ross was wide open on a post route.
Correct.
It just seemed like Braden was blind in one eye and only looked on one side of the field, but doesn't look on the other side of the field. Like
his tunnel vision's pissing me off.
Yeah,
dude.
If he just turns his head just a little bit, Jordan Ross is wide open in the back of the end zone. He just saw an easy touchdown. But no, he throws it into a guy who's covered. Thankfully, the dude's getting held.
Yeah.
So he probably would have caught it even if he wasn't getting held. But like, there was just better reads. Jordan Ross has burned his guy wide open in the end zone. Don't know why.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's a bad player, but I'm not impressed with Taylor Neer. I feel like Armani Winfield for this UTSA game should have that starting spot, and I think he earned it. Like, I do think Armani Winfield is our second best wide receiver, so he should be getting the snaps. And he played like our best receiver in this game. Now, Jordan Ross, if he actually got thrown the football, would be our best receiver in this game. But like I said, like BFN made some bad reads, and the ball didn't go his way.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like Armani needs more snaps, and he played very well.
And also, some of the throws he was making, either he overthrew them or he threw it at the ground. Like, there was a couple plays.
Yeah, I forgot about the Jordan Ross one where it hits the ground.
He just threw it at the ground. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like...
It was a simple little stop route.
It's a little stop route that no one... He was wide open.
Oh, yeah. If Jordan Ross catches that ball,
and
or if it's a better throw...
And you and me were watching it, and we're just like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, but continue what you're saying.
So,
sorry.
Jordan Ross... Literally, it was so good of a route that BFN throws it right on his chest. Jordan Ross turns outside and has a breakaway touchdown. There's multiple different plays in the game, watching film, to where if we execute better, which, I mean, Norvell talks about in the press conference, it was an execution problem on half the stuff. Maybe some bad play calling, but a lot of it was just poor execution. And some of it falls on BFN. And actually, maybe all of it falls on BFN.
A lot of it falls on BFN.
A lot of it fell on BFN.
I mean,
for the execution side of things.
Besides like the 3 turnovers from the Tommy turnovers and the
fumble, the one fumble, right?
Yeah, those were the 2-3 things that wasn't on Braden.
I actually, on a more of a brighter note, I actually really liked how Lloyd Avant played.
Mm-hmm. Lloyd Avant played very well. Lloyd Avant had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. He rushed for like 68 yards.
Yeah, he had one drive where he had back-to-back like 20-yard rushes.
Yeah. Was Avant? No, that was Dupree who hurdled the guy.
Yeah, that was a cool play.
That was a crazy play. Dupree is a freak.
Dupree he's different, dude. Like
that hurdle was crazy. Justin Marshall just broke some guy's ankle, and Dupree just
if you think about it, all 4 of our running backs each made a highlight play.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Avant had 2 touchdowns. Dupree jumped over, like Saquon.
Marshall juked someone out of his cleats, and then Javion Kennard on a screen pass had like a 25-yard gain.
He's so elusive, bro. He's insane. I'm trying to think about some other good things.
It's hard. You just have to do some nitpicking, dude. And I feel
I'm
like we've done enough
dude.
nitpicking.
I'm just trying to remember it because that whole game felt like a blur. Because holy hell! Do you want? All right, let's talk about the last play of the game.
Yeah, I might as well now. Yeah. I before we do, like, I felt like that drive our defense would have made a stand if it weren't for a roughing the passer penalty on Jaquez Evans, and even the play right before the Cheeks catch. It was 3rd and 7. We had actually back-to-back really good plays on defense. So, like, despite the penalties, giving them an opportunity, our defense was clutching up a little bit. Yeah. There was one PI penalty that you thought was a PI that I still don't think it was, but it could have been.
Which one?
The Jahari Rogers one.
Oh.
Yeah. Where he was like holding tugging down. I don't know.
There was one call that a lot of the CSU fans were complaining about just because I don't know why we were, but they were saying that one play looked like it should have been called PI, but it wasn't. But if you watch it back, I forgot who it was. It was the wide receiver was running towards us, and it looked like the wide receiver. It low-key was kind of PI on the defense. Oh yeah. But the reason why they didn't call it is because it seemed like the wide receiver extended and started pushing off a little bit.
So that's the one.
So that's why it was kind of just the ref kind of held his flag. Yeah. Because of that, it low-key was PI on defense, but it was PI on both sides. Yeah. It looked like the wide receiver kind of pushed off a little bit, and that's why I'm pretty sure that's why the ref didn't throw the flag on it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so let's break it down schematically before even like the catch itself, because we ran cover 1 man and then cover 2 man like 3 straight plays, and we got fortunate enough that it kind of worked for a couple plays in a row, but it was scaring the hell out of us in the student section.
No, and we were like right before the Cheeks catch. Me, and Nick were like, why we were running man again? Like, what are we doing, dude?
Right. And then
like right when it
the
happened,
last play. So the last play, and I thought we were in man coverage. We actually were in cover 4, but it was kind of poorly played because Lamondre Joe gave up like the inside leverage to the wide receiver, and then as soon as you do that as a corner, you're toasted.
Yeah, you're cooked.
So yeah, like it was a good ball. It was a good catch. And after watching the review, like initially, they only showed it on the Jumbotron one time. So like we all were like, oh yeah, that's caught. That's ball game. So we didn't get a good angle. We didn't get all
the angles, but after the game, we were watching it back.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Nick
literally looks at us and Nick, like shout out Nick. Nick goes, you pray for a miracle because we're not winning this game if he caught this. And they called it incomplete. And I was like, what? How is that incomplete? But watching it back on Twitter, there's been a bunch of videos.
We got a better angle the next day.
There was an angle
that the ball's laying on the ground, and anybody that's stubborn enough to say that ball's not touching the ground it's not right. You know, like
the tip of the ball literally smacks down into the ground, and the ball rolls over into his other arm.
Well, okay. The initial argument was, well, what if his arm's underneath it? We don't know if his arm's underneath it. The angle that we saw, and we took a screenshot of it, and we zoomed in. His arm's on the side of the ball, so his arm's not under the ball. And then he rolls over, and he's re-corralling it when he rolls over. So that's how you know he didn't have possession of it on the rollover. Yeah. So. It's an incomplete ball.
People don't understand that those refs, when they look in to review plays, they have a lot more angles than what the TV shows you guys. It's like the TV will show you 3 or 4 angles. The refs can see everything. They can see every single angle that they have.
And
they probably saw an angle that saw like what you and me were saying, that the ball hit the ground, it kind of came loose a little bit, and he didn't have full control, and he rolled over. And he kind of had to recorrect and look like he caught it.
Yeah, right? And just for reference, the angle we're talking about, it was that back of the end zone angle that they had to get like after the game, because it was a cameraman actually from CSU who was just recording it from the back of the end zone. And so we actually don't know what the refs saw. It's probably something similar too. But the fact that we were lucky enough to have someone that was like broadcasting from the back of the angle that took a really good video. Yeah. That was clear as day. And yeah, there was so much Twitter just anger before that video came out. People saying that we should forfeit the game, for God's sakes.
I think people just need to calm down a little bit. Like, this is just my opinion. Yes, I think it's valid, and you have the right to be mad at our team. And honestly, I'm mad at my team too for just how bad we played. But saying things like that was a catch and UNC got screwed, that's just, it's not true at all. Like, it's just and anyone who thinks that is a catch is just wrong. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's just, it wasn't a catch.
And before the new angles came out, it was definitely easy to just be like, like they stole a win away from UNC. And I honestly felt that way walking out of the stadium. I was just like,
no, and I honestly still feel that way. I do feel like, I told you this after the game. I said this is the most undeserved win in CSU history.
That we can agree on.
I think CSU did not deserve to win that game at all. That was just a pitiful performance.
I'm just hoping we have a really good bye week and we play really well versus UTSA to just make people forget about this one.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm ready to forget about it, but it's not going to happen until the UTSA game, because we're going to get clarity in that game.
How do you think people are going to react if we beat UTSA at home? Because I feel like the UNC game is really going to stick, especially because when in our first episode we were talking about Jay Norvell's extension. I think that game right there is really going to stick.
Honestly, with how solid of a team UTSA is, and it won't show on paper for like a lot of people that don't pay attention to college football, they're not going to see a really good team because they'll be 1-2. But to me, and for all of you guys that are CSU diehards, it'll feel like a complete 180. Yeah. Like, it would literally feel like you have whiplash. Like you just went from the worst feeling as a CSU fan we've had in a few years, probably since that Middle Tennessee State and Sac State game. To
or that Vanderbilt.
Like I said, okay, we talked about this. You were saying the Vanderbilt loss was one of the worst feeling losses. I actually didn't feel that bad after that game.
Well, the thing, I felt bad because the team had lost 13 or 14 straight games at that point. The team wasn't good. Vanderbilt at that time was really bad. Though I guess you did say, I agree with you that they did go 5-7 that year.
They're an SEC school, so it's not even in comparison to losing 41-10 at home to Sac State or losing at home to Illinois State.
Yeah, but on paper, we beat them in almost every single category on offense. Like, Todd was a better quarterback. We had Trey McBride on our team.
We did play better than them in that game, but I'm just saying if you look at it in a college football landscape side of things, would you rather lose at home to Vanderbilt or to Illinois State or Sac State?
Illinois, okay, I'll give you that. The Illinois State game was really bad. Yeah. That is probably our worst.
It is our worst. If we would have lost to UNC, that would be the worst loss in school history. Thankfully, it still stands that the worst loss in school history is Illinois State. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. But anyways, to answer your question, to beat Utah State, like I said, it'd be a full 180 feeling.
UTSA, yeah.
What did I say? Utah
State. You said Utah State.
Oh, I'm sorry. UTSA is. I would be confident that this game was a blip. I feel like every fan would feel the same way if you actually beat UTSA. Like maybe we needed the Northern Colorado game
to wake up,
wake the F up.
Yeah.
And then, but that's what I'm hoping. Like at least have the mentality going into the UTSA game that your team's fired up and they're ready to
play. I'll even say this: as long as we play really good against UTSA, I would be fine with us even losing. I just need to see some sort of
it's the product of football on the field.
Some hope.
Yeah.
Like I need hope. Like I didn't see that first half almost made me want to leave at halftime how bad it was.
It was actually the worst half of football I've seen probably since 2021.
Shadron State, the team that UNC played the week before, a D2 school, scored more points in the first half than we did in the whole game in the first half.
Yeah. Well, like if you guys watched our preview episode last week, you guys know because we actually went on a pretty negative rant about UNC, how they didn't look very good versus Shadron. This isn't impressive at all. And I saw a completely different team. I know we let them play like that, but I at least saw a completely different level of competitiveness from UNC versus us compared to Shadron. And that's just, it comes with, you have to keep in mind, this is their Super Bowl. Like UNC fans will even tell you that was their biggest game of the season and they were looking forward to it, and their players were super fired up. They had a different level of competitiveness in that game than obviously when they play a D2 school. But yeah, no, it is very embarrassing that we had a big old fat goose egg on the board at halftime. Mm-hmm. It is infuriating.
Like,
man.
We were talking about CSU scoring 50, 40 points. I was even saying after the first half, I'm like, we're barely going to score 14 at this rate. And we basically almost didn't score 14. Yeah. We didn't start scoring points until the third quarter. Until late into the third. We scored 14 points in the third.
If it weren't for the Owen Long fumble, we really only scored 14 points off of full drives.
The missed field goal in the beginning of the game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was a tone setter for sure.
Yeah, that one really just ripped it out. And then Dupree getting injured probably also didn't.
It's the 3 plays. To me, it's the 3 plays. It's the missed field goal. It's the
2 Maher fumbles.
It's the Maher fumbles. Actually, so 4, and then it's I don't even count the Dupree thing. Actually, it's the 4 plays. The 4th one is BFN throwing the jump ball up to Jackson Warren and it getting picked off.
Just got picked off. Yeah, I just need CSU this next week to come out and play like how we should be playing. Like play how we played against Washington. Like, we played good against Washington.
It's literally just put a decent product on the field and playing with the most competitiveness you could have, which you'd hope coming off of a bye week and playing really fired up after that UNC game. I think we'll see probably the most competitive that our guys can be for those first couple drives. It's just our job to execute and not put ourselves in a hole again. Because that's what we did versus UNC. We put ourselves in a hole, and it looked like our offense was just depleted.
Yeah. The defense was trying to bail us out, and the defense did. The defense did bail us out for at least one drive. The fumble recovery.
Yep.
That got us the points on the board. That was our first score of the game.
Yeah. I actually, that instance after that play, I thought that was going to be enough to get our team
That's what I thought
to
too.
score like 21, 28 points unanswered.
Nope. Not at all. They came, and then UNC came down right after that
And scored.
Luckily,
we
defense
scored
just,
right after that.
Yeah.
But that's from
the defense dropped
the
an
ball.
egg too on certain drives. I was just like, God.
To me, it was just to me it was just the one drive, to be honest, outside of the final drive technically.
Yeah.
But no, like they went up 17-7. To me, that was the only drive that they really let me down because they got like 4 straight stops right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I think the defense did enough, but there were some minor problems. Like that was very untimely to let them just score in that drive for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think is starting next week at quarterback?
Oh, BFN.
You think BFN's going to start?
BFN will start, but actually I don't know if he will. That's probably not the right wording. I think that it's likely that BFN will start. I do think Jay is doing the right move to have Brousseau push him for a couple weeks because BFN needs it. We all agree with that. But, no, I think that BFN will probably start. And I don't know if it'll be because he beats out Jackson Brousseau on the quarterback battle, but I think it'll be because BFN's stubborn and we'll have BFN start just because he's been his guy for years.
Right,
so,
exactly.
And like you said, BFN probably gives us the best chance to win just because he is a clutch player. But no, if we see BFN do the same stuff versus UTSA early in the game, he's gone.
He's done.
BFN has one shot.
The Darius Curry, I wish they would give Darius Curry a chance.
Yeah, and you know I'm the biggest Darius Curry fan of them all, but
there's just nothing you can really do.
There's nothing you can do when the coaches don't trust him, and it's a little irritating because I do think he's a very talented kid and he's very athletic, but you get the sense that the coaches don't trust him yet.
Let's talk about one more thing before we switch. That I just remembered. How do you feel about the offensive line? Because I think the offensive line for me was kind of mixed. We had plays that they looked fine.
BFN made him look bad.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that's. I think that's a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
BFN did not make the offensive line look bad. There was some
I could show you their PFF grades to prove you wrong.
I mean, specifically, it seemed like the running game kind of. There was no really big explosive runs, and your dad pointed out when he was watching it.
Okay, but that's a scheme thing. So the offensive line just do their assignments, and they do them well. The PFF grades reflect that. We have 4 of our 5 starters on our O-line are top 10 in each of their positions in PFF.
Yeah,
you're blocking what your assignment is, and they blocked it effectively. What we were talking about the other day after the game is why are so many of them shotgun runs, and that's actually what limits the explosive plays, because if it's an inside zone run in shotgun, you're really limiting yourself to a 10 to 15 yard game if there is a big hole to this massive 50-yard touchdown. I think that having 5 blockers and 4 receivers out wide, you just when you're going up against 6 guys in the box, that's why you're not getting big old long touchdowns.
Right, exactly.
The offensive line's played fine, and like I said, PFF supports that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm really actually happy with how our O-line has looked through 2 games. I think that the stagnant offense
and just the play calling was kind of
is a root from BFN and Norvell, and I think that the reactions from the fan base, the Norvell himself saying it in the press conference and the media, all saying that it really didn't look like it was the O-line at all. It was just BFN or Norvell, and we don't know which one yet.
Right.
Because is Norvell holding BFN back, or is BFN holding himself back?
I don't know.
That's the big question.
Yeah.
We don't know.
What do you personally think?
I liked I liked Norvell's play calling for most part. Like he was said in the press conference, they were easy reads, and BFN didn't make the reads. They're easy concepts when you have a wide open receiver and you're not throwing the ball. That's BFN. So when BFN's not working on his technique in the off season, and he's not doing the things in preparation during game week to set himself up to succeed, that's not Norvell. That's BFN. Will we always see 10 to 15 play calls that were like, oh, why did we do that on that play? That seems to be a Norvell staple. But I really like Norvell as a coach. I like how he's recruited players. I liked how he set up the program. But I do think that he just has the wrong quarterback.
I think that's a very valid argument, honestly. Yeah. I feel like some of the play calling was a little.
There's always suspicious play calling from Norvell every
game. On
game.
The defensive side too, there were some defensive schemes.
Yeah,
so that Tyson Summers.
That's all. Okay.
We were talking about this because you were saying when we were at the game, you were saying, or after the game, you were saying that the reason why we got rid of Freddie Banks was the fact that he kept calling the same play a lot.
Yep.
And it was just we were just getting burnt on it.
Yep.
And especially with that last drive, UNC. We ran cover man 3 or 4 times in a row, and it's just kind of eye-opening. Like
it's getting exhausting. Like Tyson Summers' scheme is on paper actually something I really like because it's a multiple front. You can run 3-3-5 out of it, 4-2-5, dime, 6-1, whatever you want, 4-3-3-4. That's the beauty of the multiple defense, but when you are stubborn enough to run the same defense 4 straight plays, when you have that style of a defense, it's eye-opening. But prior to that drive, I didn't see that much, to be honest. Like, he runs a lot of different exotic blitzes from different locations.
Yeah, and we saw that from
Lamondre Joe.
Had
another really good game.
Lamondre Joe blew up the backfield.
Yeah.
And also, Owen, dude, this is way off topic, but dude, some of the hits that we were putting on these guys, oh my God.
I noticed that.
Owen Long had a hit stick on this kid. I do not know how the dude caught the ball.
Yeah.
Because Owen Long, ran this guy over, dude.
So when I rewatched the game, I saw 3 Owen Long hit sticks.
Yeah.
And every single one of them got me fired up.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching the game just over again for the first time. Like,
there was one where UNC's quarterback threw it over the middle. They got a first down.
Yeah, how did he catch the ball?
I don't know. Owen Long came in, looked like Brian Dawkins, and just absolutely late. Like, it looked like a hospital pass. Yeah. And Owen Long just came and just murdered this wide receiver. The whole crowd just goes, oh shit. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a crazy. Yeah, Owen Long's a big hit guy, dude.
So I'm thinking let's do the same thing for this game that we did with last game. We'll make it an every single game thing. Who are your key performers of the game? One defense, one offense.
One defense, one offense.
I don't think you need the stats to know this one.
Oh, for offense, Avon's definitely the best player on our offense. I will look at defense though. Avant.
I think the defense one's obvious for me too.
Yeah, that's fair. We didn't have a sack the whole game.
No, our D-line.
Oh my God.
They got the ball out really quick though. I think their game plan was to avoid that, and they did run the ball a lot.
Owen Long had 11 total tackles, 4 solos, a half a TFL.
Yep.
Definitely though, not as good as the game against Washington though.
Who else we got? Jaquez Evans, 8 total tackles, 4 solos. Jacob Ellis had 4 solo tackles, 2 TFLs. Overall, our linebackers did pretty well.
Yep. I like how our linebackers play. That was one of the strong points we were talking about earlier. Yep. I do like how our linebackers play. But yeah, Avant and Owen Long are definitely going to be my 2 players. And I think you're probably going to agree with me.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
thing. I don't know who else would have been better. Yeah. Because there wasn't a lot going on offense.
No, and I feel like Dupree did good in his limited touches.
You could say Dupree too, if you really.
Nah, I mean he didn't do enough, but he definitely played good.
I will say this is one bright spot. The fact that we ran Philly and had Brandon Castell, that was pretty cool. Yep. I think that was actually a really cool play that we ran.
Seems to work every time.
I'm glad Brady caught it. That's all I gotta say. He's already better than Tom Brady.
BFN's a good enough athlete to catch the ball. He's scored a few touchdowns in his career on that Philly.
Yeah, he has. Alrighty, let's move.
Yeah, we can wrap up the CSU UNC game.
Exactly at 1 hour. So let's move on.
Yeah, let's just talk NFL and get out of here after that.
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
No, I think we covered a lot of the CSU stuff for sure. Unless I'm missing something. What we got on there?
Fumbling issue. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the NFL. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
And then we switch to NFL.
Yeah, let's pull up some of the scores there. Or not scores, the matchups.
Some matchups for week 2. As a Broncos fan, how do you feel like the Broncos did against the Titans?
I was pleased for most part. I was a little bit angry with how we played early in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Bo Nix looked good, but I really liked how RJ Harvey looked. I liked actually how our receivers looked. Like if Bo can't get him the ball on certain plays, that's what irritated me a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the score just to get stats. Okay, that's sorry. As a Chiefs fan, that first half against the Chargers, that whole game just sucked.
Yeah.
The second half, I will say our offense started to pick up. Mahomes tried to carry the team to win. But our defense, dude, our secondary is a issue.
Yeah.
Our secondary,
it looked like an issue
really
when we were watching it.
Really bad. It also could be a mix of the Chargers just might be like that this year. I do think the Chargers are very improved this year. The Chargers look their defense looks really good and their offense looks really good.
Herbert looks incredible.
Herbert, like this is gonna sound insane. Herbert looks like an MVP candidate.
I think he is an MVP candidate even with the preseason stuff. But the fact his receiver core is improved, it's gonna boost him a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Quinn Johnson looked pretty good. He caught the ball.
I saw it all. When I saw Quinn Johnson score 2 touchdowns, I was like, what is going on, dude?
No, I was shook.
The dude couldn't catch a cold.
To have him
last season.
Lad McConkey, and Keenan Allen is huge.
Yeah. That was my biggest glaring issue was the defense, though. The offense in the first half was I don't want to talk about it. Our offense sucked in the first half. I will say Mahomes did try his best to carry his team to a win because we were really close. It was 3rd and 17 last drive, and our defense Chris Jones doesn't slide over to cover Justin Herbert from running 14 yards to get a first down. He doesn't slide over. Justin Herbert has a wide open lane. And
Herbert's pretty good at that, man.
He is really good at that. He is very good at that. I do think Justin Herbert might be an MVP candidate this year.
I agree.
It's hard because of just Lamar and Josh Allen. Yeah. Herbert is probably number 3.
Yeah,
in
I
my
agree.
Opinion. Looking at your guys' stacks, your defense is scary, dude. Your defense is very scary. You had 6 sacks, 7 TFLs. I don't think you guys didn't get any turnovers, did you? Oh, no, you got a fumble. Oh, yeah. Hufanga had a strip.
Yep.
I remember that. That was a great play by Hufanga.
He was flying around, dude. I'm so excited to watch him more this year.
Hufanga's going to be really good. Is there anyone else who got – Bonito had 2 sacks. Nick Bonito Nick Bonito's going to be doing Nick Bonito stuff. So.
Yeah, I didn't even need the stats. I was just going to cover all that anyways, but you got it covered.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a nerd. All right, we'll move into week 2 games, and we can predict who we think is going to win.
Just give me the matchups, and I'll give you an answer.
Tomorrow we got the Commanders at the Packers. This game is actually really good.
Honestly, okay.
Whoa.
Why?
The Commanders look really good.
You said at the Packers?
At the Packers. I think the Commanders.
Did you not watch the Lions-Packers game?
The Lions just were all thrown up from sorts. The Lions just looked bad. The Lions just didn't look like the same team that they were last year. The Commanders against the Giants to say it at least BTA'd the Giants. I'm not saying that the Giants aren't very good.
All right. The Packers put belt to ass on the Lions.
Yeah.
The Commanders put belt to ass
to the
on the Giants. Which one's better?
I think the Commanders overall. I think the Commanders have a great chance to beat.
Well, I talked about it on our preview episode. I agree. I have the Commanders being a solid team this year and making the playoffs as like the 5 seed. But the Packers are at home, and they looked like a better team than any of us expected at home versus the Lions. Mm-hmm. And their defense is filthy. You got Rashawn Gary on one side and Micah Parsons on the other. What is Jane Daniels going to do?
I just personally think that the Commanders have a good chance to win this game because offensively the Commanders were really good. Debo had a great game. McLaurin had a good game. And their defense looked really good too.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I was expecting the Commanders to do that versus the Giants. Mm-hmm. And I expect them to do that in a lot of their games this year.
Right.
I just don't think it happens this week in Lambeau versus this Packers defense.
That's fair. I mean, the line's at 3.5, so I think Vegas thinks that the game is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people probably think.
I feel like the NFL lines a lot are like that. Gotcha. They're so close.
So I'm guessing you got the Packers?
I got the Packers.
I'm going to go an upset. I'm going with the Commanders.
Ooh.
So we'll split.
All right, well, I'll give you your flowers if that happens.
Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Jacksonville looked okay against.
They don't look bad. They didn't look.
Travis Hunter
look bad.
Travis Hunter looked pretty good.
Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good.
Trevor Lawrence did too.
I'm gonna go Cincy. Cincy's the better team.
Yeah, Cincy. I think it's gonna be close.
Cincy didn't look great versus Cleveland.
Cleveland just has a really good defense though too.
Yeah.
And also, Cincinnati just always plays bad in the first couple weeks of the season for some reason.
Yeah.
Or the biggest glaring issue with Cincy is the issue that's been going on ever since Joe Burrow's been there is just their offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, is Cincinnati ever going to fix their offensive line and like do something about it?
Maybe not. They're not drafting a lineman early in the draft, and it's hurting them.
Yeah. Okay. So both with Cincy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. We got New York at Dallas. This is an easy one too. Dallas looked really good against the Eagles. As if CeeDee Lamb didn't turn into Kadarius Toney and just drop 2 easy catches. The one where he was diving and like that one's not easy, but the 2 easy catches, they probably could have won the game. I honestly could. The Cowboys could have won the game.
Yeah.
But Dak looked good. CD looked good besides the drops.
I think the Cowboys look solid.
Also, Javonte Williams, dude.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Where did that come from? That was so weird.
We could have saw that at all for the Broncos last year.
Yeah, that's so weird. But yeah, I got the Cowboys.
I'll go Cowboys.
Cowboys? Okay, cool. Chicago at Detroit. So, I was really high on Chicago being very good this year. And then I watched the game on Monday, and I realized that they're gonna be good.
It's two teams that underperformed.
Holy hell, that fourth quarter was bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Detroit just because they're at home.
I think Detroit's gonna win.
I think that they'll have a get back game.
Chicago had one of the worst fourth quarters I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
They had -1 yards at one point.
The same things that I was talking about with Caleb Williams a couple weeks ago happened in this game.
Well, also the Bears defense was kind of part of the reasons why they were in that game.
Yep.
And also the Vikings couldn't get anything going up until the last
and JJ McCarthy had a really bad half and then had the best half of football in the second half.
He had a bad 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter he just turned insane.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think Detroit's gonna win. Los Angeles at Tennessee. The Rams really didn't look all that impressive either. Puka was doing his thing. Devontae was doing his thing too, and Kyron Williams were all proving.
I'm gonna go the Rams though. I still believe in the Rams.
I think the Rams. I'm not. The Tennessee defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, but their
offense. I don't know.
Cam Ward's played good football, but no, the receivers were letting him down.
Yeah, well, this is the game where Cam Ward needs to show out because the Rams' defense really isn't that crazy good.
They don't have any big. Yeah,
it's decent. It's probably top 20.
They have Jared Verse. Jared Verse is gonna be up Cam Ward's ass all game.
They're like mid defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not, but I think this is where
Cam Ward can show off and play against a defense that's not.
It'd be
like,
fun to
stacked.
see. It'd be fun to see. Yeah, I don't know.
Cam
if
Ward
it
has
happens,
the talent
but...
to do it. Cam Ward's a freak.
Oh, 100%.
And
it's just his receivers are letting him down.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, and even Alec Manor didn't have a great game.
He. The good thing, Manor was getting a lot of targets. I was actually kind of surprised by that. Manor was like his second favorite receiver.
Yep.
Which is kind of crazy to me, but
is there no tight end threat on that team?
They have Okonkwo.
Yeah.
They don't really have a tight end. Okonkwo is not very. He hasn't done anything for a while.
No.
They just don't really have a tight end. They don't really use a tight end a lot.
No, it didn't seem like it. Tony Pollard's is a solid player.
Tony Pollard played pretty well.
I could see Tony Pollard having a good game versus the Rams defense.
Yeah, I could see that too. I definitely could see that.
Maybe he really gets a get back game. Who knows?
We'll see. Cam Ward, if he can start moving and like, I don't know. Cam Ward when he's on the run is very good. He's a very good rushing quarterback.
I don't know how we picked this Titans-Rams game to be the one that we talked about the most.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the one I was like thinking
in-depth analysis of the worst game of the week.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I'm still going to go with the Rams. I still think the Rams are
me
better
too.
Team.
I got the Rams.
All right, we got Patriots at Miami. I'm going Patriots.
Miami's
horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Let's move on.
Patriots. I'm not even going to go into analysis on why Miami sucks.
Yeah.
San Francisco is not playing without. So San Francisco at New Orleans. George Kittle's on IR. Brock Purdy's probably not going to play. Jawan Jennings is questionable. I think the Saints could steal this one.
The Saints probably will.
They did not. The Saints did not look bad against the Cardinals, and I was watching it with one of my.
Spencer Rattler's good enough.
Spencer Rattler looked actually had a pretty solid game against the Cardinals,
and their defense is solid.
And honestly, the Saints would have won that game if Jawan Jennings would have just caught Jawan Jennings had a not wide open.
Jawan Johnson, you mean?
Or Jawan Johnson, not Jawan Jennings. Yeah, Jawan Johnson had a catch. He had a great catch in the back of the end zone. He just couldn't come down with it though.
Yep.
And they would have tied the game, and they probably would have gone for two.
No, Saints look solid. I think they beat the depleted 49ers.
Yeah, I think they beat the depleted 49ers too.
What we got next here?
Buffalo at New York. The Jets. So here's the thing. The Jets are really surprising.
No, they looked good.
Really good.
I watched that
31
full game.
on that Steelers defense, who is really good. Justin Fields looks like a Pro Bowler.
Who did you say the Jets are playing again?
The Bills.
Oh.
So
right.
I will say this. I think the game is going to be closer than a lot of people think.
Agreed.
Justin Fields is very good. Also, the Bills' defense.
Now they
did not look good against the Ravens.
Their secondary sucks.
Yeah, and that's what's going to kill Buffalo. Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields have insane chemistry together.
It'll kill Buffalo maybe long term, but it won't kill them this week because I think the Bills win. But yeah,
I do think the Bills are going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game.
The Ravens receivers aren't that good. They made Zay Flowers look like he was the best receiver in the league. So yeah, what do they do when they actually play teams like the Bengals?
And when you guard Jamar Chase
and T. Higgins. No,
yeah, exactly.
The Bills. I think I'm a little bit lower on the Bills than I was, but
I think Buffalo's still going to win though. Jets defense isn't that good either. Seattle at Pittsburgh. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers had a really good
I got Pittsburgh. Seattle's not bad.
Aaron Rodgers looked good.
Yeah, I think the Steelers. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I think the Steelers win though.
Yeah, I agree. Seattle looked okay, but they were playing the Niners. The Niners always have a really good defense.
Yep.
I do think Pittsburgh's going to win at home though. Pittsburgh does pretty well.
Yeah, I think A-Rod has another good game. I think the Steelers win that one.
Yeah, we'll see. I do think the Steelers are going to win. Cleveland at Baltimore.
I'm gonna go Baltimore. I think Cleveland looked better than expected.
Baltimore's spread is 11.5. I would take the under on that.
I'll take the under, but I think Baltimore
wins.
On
that spread because Cleveland plays their division rivals really hard.
Yeah, Cleveland's defense is actually one of the only defenses in the league that has Derrick Henry kind of figured out.
Well, Myles Garrett is just a freak.
Yeah. So, no, I think Derrick Henry doesn't go for as many yards. I think Lamar has a good game still.
I think Lamar will have a good game. I think it'll be like a 7-point game or like a 4.
I'm gonna go like 10-point game. I think it is slightly under the spread.
Slightly under the spread. Fair. Alrighty. Denver at Indianapolis. This game is actually kind of
what time is that game?
2:05.
Okay, I thought maybe that was like a
That
Monday night game or something.
Though, because the Colts looked really good against the Dolphins.
No, I think it'll be a good game. I think the Broncos defense.
The Colts defense is actually way improved.
It'll be a really low scoring game.
I think, if Bo Nix plays exactly how he played against the Titans, it's gonna be like
it's
gonna be like a 17-14.
Let's hope that's not the case, but I'm still expecting like a 20-13 win for the Broncos.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are just gonna.
I just think the defense gives Danny
Denver's
Dimes
only a 1.5 point favorite. Wow, that's actually,
Vegas loves the Colts, and for good reason. Like the Colts are an improved roster overall, but
yeah. So I'll go with the Broncos. Next game, Carolina at Arizona.
Arizona looks pretty good.
They looked okay.
I think Trey will have another good game.
Trey had a really good game, yeah.
Marvin Harrison had a really good game.
Yeah, he did. Marvin Harrison had a good game. Kyle Murray had a good game. Carolina just too young. Carolina's Carolina.
Yeah, I don't think there will actually be a single game on paper this year that I'll pick Carolina to win, but I know they'll win games this year, but it's just hard to pick Carolina to beat anyone.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Arizona.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
The game that's going to cause me the most stress, Philadelphia at Kansas City. So here's the thing. Philly's defense really is not that impressive.
Philly's defense?
Yeah. Their offense
They did not look great
Their
versus
offense
Dallas,
is about the same as last year. I think their offense is just as good as it was last year.
I have a hypothesis on this.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Carter, when he's on the field, is different. But obviously, when Jalen Carter spits on someone on the first play and he's not on the field, the Eagles' defense is pretty pedestrian.
Well, the secondary the secondary was the issue that I was saying.
Yeah, okay.
It was not the line.
No.
The secondary was very...
Quinyon Mitchell had a pretty bad game.
Quinyon Mitchell was getting burnt by everyone.
You know who Quinyon Mitchell reminds me of? Trevon Diggs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Eli Apple.
Oh God, that's crazy.
That
would be a crazy comparison.
Oh, definitely.
No,
he does kind of remind me of Trevon Diggs a little bit.
Yeah,
or Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, it's Trayvon. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
From the Chiefs side of the field,
the game's in Philly, though, right?
No, it's in Kansas City.
Oh, okay, that's different.
That's a big difference. That it's in Kansas City. If the biggest issue was we need to stop Philly's offense. I think the other issue is we're down. We're probably not going to have Xavier Worthy for the game, more likely.
Yeah.
We need to get Travis the damn ball. Travis Kelce, I don't know what's.
I don't. It's hard for me to believe in Travis Kelce.
It's not even
anymore.
Travis's fault though. I just think that the Andy Reid has just moved on from using Travis as like the number one guy, or the number 4 guy at this point. I don't even know. They use Noah Gray more than they use Travis Kelce, and like I don't know. I think if Mahomes plays like how he played in that second half against the Chargers, I think the Chiefs will win, and I think they'll win in a pretty close game. I think it's mostly on our defense. The defense is the issue.
That's what scares me.
The defense scares me.
If you guys had a good defense, I would be very confident in saying that you guys are going to win.
I'm going to say this. I think the Chiefs are going to win, but they're only going to win by 3. I think it's going to be a game-winning situation, and Harrison Butker will make it.
I think the Eagles win. I just think the Eagles will win by like 3 as well. So
I think
we can meet in the middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll meet in the middle.
That's fair.
I do think it'll be a close game because it's in Arrowhead, but I think that a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown wins them the game.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Because I think the Chiefs' defense just struggles versus it.
We'll see. The line looked fine. The linebackers looked fine. It was just the secondary.
Yeah, I agree.
Karlaftis is a freak. Chris Jones is also still a freak.
And like Nick Bolton's a very good linebacker.
Nick Bolton had a great game against the Chargers, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a very close game, no matter what.
Is Hurts gonna actually throw the ball to AJ Brown?
No. Probably
and Dallas Goedert's now injured, so he might not even play. It said he was questionable, I thought.
Oh, maybe he just on practice.
But it happened in practice, so I think there's a chance he might not play. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Jalen Hurts throws the ball to AJ Brown. I hope so. I am starting, bro, on my fantasy team. Gave me a lovely 2 points.
1.8, yeah.
God. Alrighty. Sunday Night Football. Falcons at the Vikings. 3.5 is actually a pretty good spread for this
I'm
game.
gonna go Vikings. They're at home and JJ
I
McCarthy
agree.
looks good.
I'm gonna go Vikings. Atlanta looked really good though.
Atlanta's gonna be better this year.
Against the Bucks.
I'm not afraid to say that my pick for them winning the division doesn't look too bad.
No, I don't think it's gonna look. Michael Penix looks like an actual quarterback.
Yeah.
And
Pitts actually played football.
Drake London was getting the ball a lot.
Kyle Pitts finally played football.
Oh my God, we've been waiting on him for like how many years? 4 years? 5 years?
4 years now.
Jesus Christ.
Might be 5 years now. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Minnesota's defense is just insanely good.
All right, final game. What's Monday Night Football?
2 games final.
Oh, really?
We got a doubleheader for Monday night.
Huh.
We got Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston looked like crap. CJ Stroud did not have a good game. Give me Tampa Bay.
Tampa is looks better right now.
Baker had a Mecca Ibuka, bro. Mm-hmm. That's all I gotta say. That guy is gonna be a rookie.
I believe in Baker Mayfield. Give me Baker.
I think Emeka Ibuka is gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he looks solid, dude.
Offense.
He's so talented.
Really good.
Yeah.
I agree. Give me the Bucks. Chargers at the Raiders. So the Raiders are a weird one. The Patriots weren't really that good though, and
the Raiders love to play good versus the Chargers, and they're at home.
I just think the Chargers are just better. On the defensive side, the Raiders on the defensive side did not look very good.
They still have some solid stuff. Like Eric Stokes coming from Green Bay to Vegas has helped their DB core for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we got a lot of comments.
Oh my
here.
God. Oh, it's Ian. Yo, what's good, Ian?
Ian.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The Saints game. Well, we were saying the Saints, and then dude, I honestly thought yes, Ian, I do agree that the Saints are going to.
Yeah, I think the Saints win this week.
I think the Saints will win this week. Honestly, Jawan sold for real. No, he definitely did, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the game.
For Raiders Chargers, I think the Chargers are the better team. They'll win, but I think it'll be a really close game.
Close game, yeah. The AFC West this year is a dog.
Pete Carroll's made the Raiders look competent, and it's kind of scary.
Ashton Genty did not have the greatest game in the world against the Patriots defense.
But Geno Smith was cooking.
Yeah.
Geno Smith was incredible.
Jacoby Myers, the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Insane.
No, Brock Bowers, man.
Yeah. Alrighty, I think that wraps up.
Yeah.
The NFL schedule.
Yeah.
Is there anything we want to add before
I'll just kind of preview the next episode. We're gonna do the UTSA preview next Wednesday. We're gonna also put this episode on YouTube. So even though if you're already watching, like, you don't need to go on YouTube, but we'll get it posted and everything like that.
Yeah. Also, I depending on how the game starts at 7:30.
Yep, 7:30 on Fox Sports 1, by the way, guys. Yeah.
Depending on when the game ends and depending how we feel, we might do a stream right after the game just to get initial reactions to what we saw. But if we don't, I personally think that we should do an episode on Sunday.
Yeah. So it'll either be Saturday night or Sunday.
Sunday night we're gonna do our Saturday night or Sunday. We will do our initial reactions to the UTSA game next week next week.
Hopefully there's not as many negatives as we had for this one.
God hope that there is not a lot of negatives, dude.
So we almost did an episode late Saturday night for the UNC game, and I think that if we would have done that, like, we might have gotten canceled. Like, there would have been that many horrible reactions to that game, and we would have said some things that we probably shouldn't say on air. But
yeah, I'm glad we didn't. I was also just.
I don't think my blood pressure has gotten so high at a football game before.
No, dude.
Let's just say I was shaking at the end of the game.
Okay, I was shaking during the review of the catch. Like, it was horrible.
Oh yeah, we would have lost that game if that call stayed. We would have lost. It would have been finite. We would have lost the game.
Yeah, at least we avoided that. I am still excited for the UTSA game. Definitely tune in next Wednesday for that preview.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I think we got everything good. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.